Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing a double review, both of them Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that will be of TMNT issue number 7, which came out last week. I'm a little late on this review, and TMNT Micro Series featuring Donatello issue number 3. I'm doing these both in one video, kind of just to save time. Plus, I can get you guys a full review of both of them in one video, so it kind of works out for everyone. Uh, let's talk about TMNT issue number 7 first. Um, so the brothers are all together again. They found out that their past is that they were reincarnations from a previous life that happened to be reincarnated into turtles, and lo and behold, those turtles happened to get into a vat of toxic that kind of just turned them into mutants. Whatever. Anyways, we see a lot of the plot getting pushed in this issue with Stockman and General Krang and how they're working together and how the Mouses are going to be used to take on the Turtles. And the Turtles are kind of separated in this. Mikey and Raph have gone out to get some food, while Donnie and Leo are with Master Splinter, and that's when the Mouses attack. And Old Hob is the one controlling the Mouses. If you remember from issue number 6, Old Hob is um, basically under contract or working for Stockman, and Stockman gives him the Mouses to do his evil will. And they're really painting out Stockman to be a more and more devious, evil character. Very uncomfortable to be around him, even more so than General Krang. And I think it's just for the fact that he's human and he's doing all this stuff knowing that it's going to eventually be bad for humans. But it leaves off on quite a bit of cliffhanger, especially with Leo, Splinter, and Donnie. Uh, so good is that it pushed the plot very well. It definitely had some good art to it, as it always has for the past 6 issues. We get a good amount of face time from each turtle. We get to see the plot pushed with the bad guys a lot. We haven't had a lot of bad guy pushing General Krang, and also with Stockman, we get more of that. And we even see a little bit of April and Casey Jones working together, which is also very nice. Bad, I mean, other than pushing the plot, this issue really hasn't served that much more of a purpose. There wasn't that much action. There wasn't much character development outside of the villains. The turtles were kind of just there. But besides that, it was on a whole a fun issue. I'll give it 3.5 out of 5. And it definitely sets up for what will be a good story arc. I can tell you that now. As for TMNT micro series Donatello, if you haven't been following this, basically this is a 4-issue micro series, which each issue is going to be dedicated to a different turtle. The first issue was Raph, the second issue was Michelangelo, the third issue is Donnie, and the last issue is going to be, for my personal favorite, Leonardo. So what is this issue basically about? Well, Donatello really gives us in the beginning a sense of how he's set apart from his brothers, in that, he can't relate to Mike because Mike is too young. He can't relate to Raph because Raph has zero connection to Donnie. I mean, Donnie's a tech geek, while Raph is kind of, a streetwise thug. And then, Leo tries to get interested in what Donnie's in, but it doesn't work out because he's not interested. So he can't really connect with Leo that much. And eventually he decides to go off on his own and go to a sci-fi convention. Well, not a sci-fi, but a science convention where he can connect with his peers. And through there he meets with a professor, and eventually it all leads to Professor Stockman, Dr. Stockman, once again. And he is portrayed even more devious in this, and I really like how he's portrayed even more devious in this. Um, and that's basically the story. It is Donnie and this professor trying to deal with Stockman and getting out of this science convention alive, basically. Now, on to the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. The art was really good in this. It had a great sense. It had a nice charm to it, a good cartoony sense to it, but it was done very well. I particularly like the emotional faces that Donatello gave during this. I thought this was a good character analysis of Donatello, where he's kind of the child that feels a little left out. He kind of feels like the oddball, the black sheep, in that, he's super smart and he's very logical and analytical, and, he's very critical on subjects, and he doesn't have the spiritual faith that, say, Leonardo does, or the overwhelming youthfulness that Mikey has, or the I want to say the more bluntness that Raffi has. He is very different. I mean, Raph and Leo, or Leo and Mikey, or Mikey and Raph can connect in some way. It's harder for Donatello, and it's really good to see that connection. Although Leonardo is my personal favorite turtle, Donatello is my second. I loved Donatello when I was a kid. When I was growing up, he was my favorite. Eventually, Leo became my favorite, but I thought this was a good character analysis of Donatello. The action was really good, and it set up more plot elements in the main series. Bad. This makes references to issues in the main series that hasn't come out yet. Spoiler alert, in it, he says, "Oh no, it's Dr. Sockman. He tried to dissect me. See TMNT's main series." That hasn't happened yet. We can assume that's going to happen in the next issue, issue number 8. So it was kind of upsetting that we get that spoiler, because I didn't know that was going to happen. So that was a little annoying. I didn't like that. Um, but besides that, this actually has been my favorite of the micro series so far, and I didn't think it was. The Raph one was good. The Michelangelo one was fun. I said 5. Why? It was fun, but this kind of takes the good from both of them and combines them together. It's good old fashioned fun, great character analysis, and it has a good story going for it. So, micro series issue number 3 with Donatello, I'm gonna give a, you know what? I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. This was a good issue. Pick it up, especially if you're a Donatello fan. So, with that said, pretty good 2 weeks for Turtles. I have to say the micro series was a little bit better, but the main series was still good, and I'm continuously loving this series more and more each day. Even though this issue was not quite as good as the last ones, it makes me so happy to be a Turtle fan right now, because this is the best time to be a Turtle fan. What this series is doing is it's taking the serious tone and a lot of the story elements from the original Turtles and Turtles comic from back in the 80s, and taking aspects from each Turtle universe and making basically a perfect Turtle universe, and it is great. So yes, pick these 2 issues up if you're a Turtle fan. They're definitely worth it. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.